Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I wanted to sit down in front of my cottage garden and chat through a few seeds that I'm going to be sowing over the next few weeks. I recently did an order with the seed collection, which is where I usually get my seeds from, and I wanted to just share what I'm planting at the moment. If you are new here, my name is Robyn and I live here on the south coast of New South Wales, Australia, with my partner, our 2 cats and our little baby boy. And I run a backyard flower farm here, only it is very small scale this year. I'm only just taking on a few little jobs here and there to kind of just keep the business going, and I wanted to just chat a little bit today about what I'm going to be planting over the next few weeks to keep the business going, and also some vegetables and just herbs and things that I'm going to be planting behind me in the cottage garden and down the back where I have my other flower farm area. Now, I do these videos pretty much every year. I share like around the year what I'm sowing and planting, and they really do overlap with each other. So I'm going to try and list or link the other videos that I've made for around this time of the year of what I am sowing and planting, because this is just going to be a little bit of a shorter list this year, but I find these videos really helpful just to find inspiration of different varieties to plant, and I always just love knowing what other people are growing at different times of the year. So although it's very similar to my other videos, I wanted to make another one. I do have my cup of coffee today, which was gifted to me by my lovely friend Jess, and it's just like the best present ever. Like, I use it every day, and I always have a cold drink or a warm drink now, which is amazing. Having a almost 4-month-old baby, can actually have drinks that stay warm or cold. Lovely. All right, I'm going to split these up into non-flower farm and flower farm related seeds. I'll do the non-flower farm related ones first. These are just a few veggies and things that I picked up, and I do have some more inside that I'll probably rummage through my seed storage area and plant those throughout the week. I think I'll just chat through what I'm going to plant, and then later in the week, if I get around to it, whatever I can sow, I will get planting these. But first up, I am going to be planting some bunching onions. These are just the evergreen bunching onions, and I got a larger pack of these because we go through these a lot. And in my goals for the year video, I talked about wanting to plant things that we actually eat and things that we can grow all year round here. This is one of those things that I can just continuously succession sow throughout the year. And I like to sow this in little punnets, so then I can just plant out the punnet and have like a bunch of bunching onions ready to harvest. I usually just cut it back and then it regrows a few times, and then it kind of gets a little bit sad, the plant, but yeah, I really love these, and I plant these all over the garden pretty much. I'm also growing American flag leek. I always grow this variety, and I've always had pretty good luck and pretty good success with it. I do find with leeks they do a lot better in really fertile soils, so I'll probably be planting this down the back where I have some horse manure that's been rotting on some garden beds, because they do like quite a bit of nitrogen and nutrients. But yeah, I'm excited to get those in the ground. Now I also have some sweet peas, and I'm not going to be using these for the flower farm. These are just going to be in the cottage garden behind me, and these are the knee-high mix. And I've actually never ever grown sweet peas before in my whole life, and I feel like I'm really missing out on that, because a lot of people talk about how beautiful the scent is, and I am very excited to grow these. I have a trellis behind me that I grew some dwarf snow peas on, or sugar snap peas, and that's where I'm going to be growing these. The trellis isn't too tall, but I feel like these will be a good height. They don't really grow longer than 90 centimeters, so that trellis should be fine. And yeah, now's a good time to start your sweet peas. My favorite beetroot to grow, I go between this one here, which is Detroit beetroot. I go between this one and Early Wonder. Both are really delicious. They grow really well here, and I find these really like my soils, whether, I don't know, they have some nutrients. We've got some nutrients in the soil that they really like, but we have very clay soils, and often root vegetables don't love clay, but I find beetroot really loves this Soil carrots, on the other hand, don't have success with, but I do have success with beetroot, and these ones are really fast growing, and you can also just eat the greens from these as well if you don't actually want to eat the beetroot itself. These take about 60 days, but it says on the packet that it takes 30 days for the baby leaves to be mature enough to harvest, so a really great fast growing crop that I love to have in my cottage garden. I'm also going to be growing some peach Melba nasturtiums. I haven't grown nasturtiums in a long time, and that's because they're considered a little bit of an environmental weed around here, and that's why I haven't. I'm going to be planting these in pots, and I'm going to be really monitoring the spread of these and taking off any of the seed pods that I find. But I really wanted to grow some to make some nasturtium jelly again that I've made. It is one of the most delicious things to have on like ice cream or yogurt. It's delicious and I really miss it, so I wanted to make some. And these are small nasturtiums, I believe. Yeah, they only grow to about 30 centimeters and they're a lot more compact, so I'm hoping I can have good luck with these in some pots, and I'll probably just like dot them around the cottage garden. I also noticed I picked up some elephant leek. I can't remember actually putting this in my cart, but I have some of that as well, so I have 2 different types of leeks that I'm growing. I'm also growing some more bush beans. These may not do okay in the really cold months of the year, but they're perfectly fine to plant now. I'll still get a harvest of these. They take 55 to 65 days, the packet says, and I really like these. These are strike bush beans. They're just a classic green bean. Really great yield of these. I always have good luck, and they taste absolutely delicious. I find homegrown beans and peas, or snow peas, so different to when you buy them in store, unless you're buying really fresh from a farm. But I really like these. And in terms of greens, I'm just going with some Georgia Southern collards. These grow really well in my area, and bugs don't love them as much, I find. These take 60 to 80 days maturity, and now's a good time to start your brassicas if you want to grow brassicas. I'm not actually going to be growing too much broccoli this year. I'm just going to keep it really simple, but collards, I find I eat a lot of these. I'll put these in smoothies or just fry them up with like some onion and garlic, and they also look super beautiful in the cottage garden. They grow really nice and tall and have massive leaves. I grew one in the cottage garden a few years ago, and I really miss the structure that it brought to my garden, so I want to grow these again. And I'm also growing my favourite spinach, which is the Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. Always just a really hardy spinach to grow. It is a 40 to 50 day variety. Not much to say about it, other than it's really delicious in smoothies, and I like to grow a lot of my own spinach just because sometimes it takes a while to get through a whole bag of spinach that you buy from the store. Usually I'm just freezing it and then using it here and there. But homegrown, I can just come and harvest what I want, and it's always super delicious, and it has that really beautiful deep green that's like my favorite color that adds a lot of texture and color to the garden as well. And lastly, for the cottage garden, I just bought some Angel's Choir poppy. Have never grown these before, but I'm just planning on sprinkling these around and seeing how they go. These take 140 days, so a bit longer, and it says now is the time to get them in if you're in a temperate environment, and actually all of the environments on here is a good time to get poppies in the ground. I have found poppies do better direct sown, so I'm probably just going to sprinkle these on and pop some little cloches over them so I know where I've put the seeds, and then let them come up themselves. Moving on to the flower farm. I'm really scaling it back. I would like to do some more chatty videos about the flower farm and what my plans are, but I'm basically just focusing on my key species, key flowers that I know grow really well in my soil, that I don't even have to think about how to grow. And I would highly recommend, if you are starting out a flower farm, is to really understand your go-to flowers. That has been the best thing about keeping this flower farm business going is having a few varieties, and I mean like 4 or so varieties of plants that really do well in my garden. And I talk about these all the time, but they are feverfew, statice, stock, ranunculus, and everlasting daisies or straw flowers. Those are my go-to flowers that I'm going to be using, as well as maybe I could put cosmos in there because they tend to come up by themselves, and they provide that nice fluffy greenery that I use. But yeah, I really want to stick just to those varieties this year. And in autumn I am going to be planting out all of my stock. I actually found it quite difficult to source seeds for these. They kept on going out of stock online, but I ended up with some giant Miracle Blue column stock and a giant column mix. So I have 3 of the mix packets and 2 of the Miracle Blue. I found the Miracle Blue was the one that I was reaching for the most, so I'm glad that I got that one. And the lighter pink as well, so I'm hoping there'll be lighter pink in this mix as well. I think I have a few leftover packets inside that I can use of these, but I'm going to be sowing all 5 packets, doing succession sows, so I'll probably just do 1 packet every 2 weeks, or maybe spread it out a little bit more. But yes, that is the plan for stock, keeping it really simple. Love a good column stock, and they sell really well in my area. And I also picked up a big packet of the mixed everlasting daisy. I love that you can get packets in bulk of different varieties on the seed collection, so I got quite a few of those, and also some just of the yellow everlasting daisy, because I find I reach for this one a lot when I make bouquets, and it also dries really well, as well as all of the copper and pink colours. They keep their colour a lot more than the paler, like lighter pink everlasting daisies. I do have some seeds of these inside. However, with everlasting daisies, the seeds really don't last very long, so I find that the germination rate really declines very quickly of all of the seeds that I have in my seed storage. So I will be using those up, however I'm not going to be relying on those. I will just be planting a bunch of these, and I'll try and do successions of these. This is today's job, is to start another succession because I would really like some more. And I am almost, hopefully very soon, able to list some of these on my website. If you would... Cockatoo. Right, the cockatoos have joined me. As I was saying, I'm almost ready to list some of these on the website. I'm putting together little packets of loose dried flowers, so if you're interested in those, keep an eye out for that. I'll probably post about that on my Instagram page and maybe in the YouTube community tab. But yeah, go to flowers. I'm going to be planting these. I am yet to do my order for ranunculus and anemones. That is coming up to the time when I need to do that, so I'll probably be purchasing that pretty soon. And I'm also going to be propagating a bunch of feverfew, so those are the other things that I'm going to be planting. I did also notice I missed a big packet of broad beans. I'm also going to be planting a bunch of broad beans out in the cottage garden as well, as kind of like a cover crop and also something to eat as well. And I like the look of broad beans in a cottage garden. I think they add that cottage vibe. So that is a little look into some seeds that I'm planting at the moment. I'm going to get planting. Hopefully I can start today, but throughout the week when I have 10 minutes here and there, I will be sowing some seeds and getting through this list of seeds to get out into my garden. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll include like a few clips of me sowing some seeds. But yeah, I am excited to grow all of these. I would love to know what you're growing in your garden at the moment, so leave a comment down below and let me know what you are most looking forward to growing over autumn and the cooler months of the year. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and until my next one, happy gardening everyone. Bye.